Okay, hello and welcome. So I'm just going to present this little slide creation software for Beamer. So the main page is here on Pypi, and in order to install it, it should be very straightforward. So you need three things. You need Inkscape, so you can just apt get install Inkscape, sudo apt get install Inkscape, or just download it on Windows and install it as normal. Then in addition to that, you need a working PDF LaTeX distribution and maybe some of the helper applications that comes with PDF LaTeX, like the tools that allow you to convert between SVG and PNG files and so on. All of that is probably going to be bundled automatically with MikTeX, but and you probably have it installed already. But if you just want to confirm exactly what you need on Ubuntu at least. I mean, of course it also works on Windows, but here on Ubuntu it's very easy because I'm running continuous tests. So on the latest version of Ubuntu, you basically just need this handful of packages, and then it should work. And you probably have them installed already. Okay, so once that's done, you need to install the package, and that can be done with pip, like this. Okay, I think I did that. I don't think that worked. It installed the wrong version because the package has just been updated. The last version is this one. So let's see. Come on. Now it is in the right version. Okay, fine. That's just a caching issue. Let's just try to do an example. So I'm just creating an empty folder here. And as you can see, it's completely empty. I can also open it over here. So here's an empty folder. And now the package comes with this executable slider. And in order to start a new project, I'm just running this command. So it asks me if I'm sure. I'm sure. And what this does is that it just starts an empty slideshow. So did I even run it in the right folder? I think I did. Oh, I did. Okay, here we go. So I think it is done. Okay, so what this gives me is just that it gives me a standard DTU template, and it copies over the important file for the program to run. So it should be said that this is once the files are, like once you run this command, everything is going to be pure LaTeX. There's not going to be any special executable. It depends on you can edit the files on a computer that doesn't contain this program. You just cannot run this exact slider command. Okay, fine. So this is a LaTeX file in Linux. I don't know why I cannot resize this view. Would be nice if I could. Come on, Linux. Linux will not let me resize. Okay, here we go. That's nice. I was thinking that it would be a good idea to show the example side by side with the text. Okay, so that's what the file looks like. So you can see it's just an empty file. Let's look at the source. So the source of the file is this. So you can see it's a very super basic. Let me remove the comments. I think they are not helping us. It's a super simple, super simple file. So the only thing special is this OSVG command, but this is a LaTeX command. It doesn't run any executable or depend on Python or anything stupid like this. And actually, let's just remove it. I want to do an example completely from the bottom up. So let's remove this command here. And I think my example is going to be about the multivariate normal distribution, or just the normal distribution actually. Okay. And then let's write some text. Distribution is probably don't have amsmat installed. Yeah, let's see. Probably don't. Like this. Maybe it's amsim. I can never remember. Okay. I just want to have a bit of math, basically. Okay. Like this. Let's see if I can remember what this is. This. I guess this will be more correct. Okay, like this. Okay, and then I need to compile it. Okay, there we go. So now I have my little presentation started. Okay, so basically what I want to do with this presentation is to jazz it up a little, make it a little more exciting. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is that I want a picture of Gauss in this presentation. And I want to just place it freely. So the way I can do that is I can include this command here, and let's call it Gauss. Okay, so now I've written this command. Of course, that's not going to do anything right now, so I just need to run this command again. And I can just run it like this, and it's going to automatically figure out what file to run. Okay, so now it's running. And what this command did was that it created, inside this directory, it created this SVG file. And this is the file I'm going to edit. So actually, let's just open it like this. Yeah. So beautiful. Okay. So what it does by default is that it just imports everything in the image and puts it as a top layer. So if you potentially want to reuse something, you can do that. But I don't, so I'm just going to delete that. And now we have a background layer, which is just a static PNG. I cannot edit this at all. Okay, so let's find a picture of Gauss. Yeah. Beautiful. I think we should do this one. There. So I'm just copy pasting it. It's a little large. Okay. Oops, let's try to flip him. I think it's there. Okay, good. Okay, let's just put him up here. Okay, this looks good. I did think I want to move this text up a little. Okay, let's take it one step at a time. So I'm just going to save it, and then I'm just going to run this command again. And then this is going to happen. So now it's on top of this picture, and it's also here. Now I want to move this text up a little because why not? Let's just do that just for fun. So we put in some space here. Now let's run this command again. And now notice I have two files open, so let's see what happens. Great, now it got moved up a little. And here it's also moved up. So notice that this file is automatically linked to whatever is in my my file over here, and I can move this around freely. Okay, great. What else? I guess the next thing I want to do is I want to make this a little more interactive. So of course we could probably easily do this with the PDF or 2 columns or whatever. Easily I wouldn't be able to do it, but Google could probably tell me. But let's insert a figure of this curve. So I have prepared that. So let's call it Gauss.pi. And this I'm no doubt going to screw up a little. So 2 seconds. There I go. Okay, so I have a little Python script here. And let's pray I can run that. I probably have the wrong Python version or don't have NumPy or whatever. Well, maybe. What a miracle. Did it create a file? Yes, it created a file, yeah. So I created a picture of the normal PDF, which is what this code generates. So now I want to insert that file in my LaTeX file, so I'll just do that. So let's remove this, and it's, I should probably do this. Is this correct? I can't remember. I think 6 centimeters is probably good. Don't want to do maybe half line width. I don't know. What was it called? It was called norm.pdf. Okay, so let's just do that. See if it works. Maybe, maybe not. So I'm running this slider command here. That's just because I want to keep this in sync. I could just use PDF LaTeX, and the only difference would be that these files would not be kept in sync. But that's immaterial when you're just trying to update the file. Okay, so now it looks like this. That looks really bad, actually. Don't like that. Let's remove this text, and I think the size is kind of okay. I'm not sure. Let's make it a little bigger. Can never hurt. Good. Anyway, beautiful. Okay, so what I want to do now is that I probably want to make him a little smaller. And now I want to highlight, indicate where the mean is on this figure. So let me just do that. So this is the kind of things that this is really good at, because these kind of changes are just so annoying to do with packages and all kind of crap. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and how do we edit the properties of this guy? That is a button. Oh. Page guide watches. Annoying. Color management. No. There's something. Yeah, there it was. I knew it was there somewhere. Let's see if we can tell it to stay. You probably can't. How annoying. Okay. Anyway. Can you... I don't know. I think this helped. Let's see. So I think red is a good color. Let's try to give it a stroke. I think I'm pretty happy with this. Let's make it transparent. No, not the stroke. This one. Transparent. So now this one is highlighted. Beautiful. And let's also highlight you. Like this. And I think you should have the same stroke size. pixels. Oops, that's too much. 1. That's probably also too much. This is probably good. Okay, and I want you to have another color, like this. Beautiful. So now I want to indicate where they are in this figure, so I have to find a, I guess this one will work. Okay, so the mean, are you doing this? You go there. Something, 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 maybe like this. Oh, don't snap. Ah, shit. This. There, beautiful. And let's try to give it a arrow. Just this a little. And then we should probably indicate what I'm pointing at, like this. Beautiful. And this one can be red, I guess, because this one is red. Okay. And now let's also indicate the how to rotate it. There must be a way. Maybe just like this. Rotate it. Okay, let's indicate the standard deviation. I guess like this. Give it a color. I think I prefer this darker. Wait. There's going to be a point at this. So I say, yeah. This tool is not my friend. Like this. And you go here. And you go here. And here. I guess this is fine. I don't know. It's not the best figure. Maybe I can. Maybe if I color these guys, maybe it'll be better. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm happy. Okay, fine. So now we indicated this stuff, and let's just compile it. And of course, this is just it's just the standard LaTeX. So if I want to go over here and decide that I want to turn on a grid, I can remember how to do that. But I think it's like this. I have no idea. It's embarrassing. Let's go Gauss. Please work. It worked. Okay, so now I'm just for the sake of it, I'm not going to run the script that I did before. I'm just going to run pdf.tex just to show that this will actually work. So now it has a grid, and yeah, as long as you don't resize this figure, it's going to be easy to update. Okay. What else can we do? Well, let's make a slide where Gauss is shouting out this equation. I think that would be cool. So I'm just going to, the reason why I'm showing this is because I want to show how you can use this to mix up, let's take another element. So let's call this temp. I'm not being very imaginative. I'm going to put this one in. And when I run this, I'm going to create another overlay file which will contain this equation. Like this. So you can see in the top left corner it says it tells us what file name it is, and we can of course toggle that whether that's included by setting these toggles up here, so we don't have to watch it when we deploy the slides. Okay, so here we are. Let's run Inkscape on set like this. Oh wait, I don't know what that was about. Alright, so I'm going to ungroup this, select this stuff, and then I think I'm going to group it again, and then I think I'm going to convert it to a path. Because my experience is that Inkscape can actually be really bad at handling things when you don't convert it to a path for Inkscape reasons, basically. Okay, so now I'm copy pasting it over here. So now we have this nice little piece of LaTeX. And the reason why I'm bothering with doing that and not just using an Inkscape LaTeX plugin that I haven't installed is because I want to resize it. I want to make it red. Like this. Oops, that was too much. So yeah, I would like to do that. And then I want to go in and I want to reduce the stroke. So, can we do something more? Wonder what we could do here potentially. We could screw it. Yeah, that looks cool. So now he's shouting it out. The normal distribution is. Okay. It doesn't look like he's shouting. I think this looks good. Okay, cool. So let's run PDF LaTeX. Let's just run it again. So of course this is a little silly, but it just shows that it's quite easy to take existing LaTeX entities and move them around in the document. Okay. Wow, this looks good, except that it's not inside the document, but we can fix that. We can fix it like this. Okay. Anyway, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now let's suppose that I want to make this a little more interactive. So I want to actually show that you can like associate this one with this line and this with this line. So normally that would be a pain in the ass, but you can do something a little smart here. So I just need to find the layers button, which is hiding. Layers, come on, layers, here we go. Layers. Alright, cool. So let's create a couple of layers. Layer 2 and layer 3. And now what I'm going to do is that I am going to move things to the different layers. So I am going to, when I explain this, I'm first going to explain about the mean. So that means I'm going to move you to layer 3. And I'm going to move you to layer 2, like this. Okay. And now we can just, how do we hide layers? We can hide them like this. Okay, background layer, layer 2, layer 3. I'm happy. Okay, so let's just run slider again. See, my computer is running out of memory, so it's super slow. Bye. So we're done. So the reason why the background is not updating here, by the way, is because I'm not editing the original PDF file. If I was editing the text file and recompile it, the background would update. It's just a speed increase, a way of speeding things up a little. Okay, so now let's go into presentation mode. There we go. Beautiful. So now I can do this, which I think would be a little slower to do in PDF and that stuff. Anyway, okay, so this is one thing you can do. I'm just going to show a second feature because it's kind of convenient. So let's call this one MDP. So I just created an empty folder again. Let's close Gauss. Bye. So what I'm going to do now is that I have my empty folder here. So I'm going to go over and find somebody else's slides, because okay, this is going to be a little more difficult. So yeah, let's see, David Silver, he has some slides. Like this. I did call it MDP, so it would be sensible to steal these slides. Not here. Yeah. So this is called ndp.pdf. Let's hope that it works. So now I have this slide deck here, and what I basically want to do is I want to steal parts of his slide deck. I mean, there are some figures. Okay, there are not a lot of figures, but there are some figures here, and I want to use them in my own slide deck. So what I can do is I can convert this slide deck. So I think the command is called slider convert, and it needs this file. This command is going to be a little slow because it needs to basically cut this entire slide deck into I think 50 or so slides, and then it needs to convert all of the slides into a format we can work with. But so you can see that it's already well on its way. Just creating a new PDF file here. It looks like it's broken, but hopefully it won't stay that way. Yeah, so far it's empty. I think I'm just going to hit the pause on the recording while this command runs, but I won't touch anything else. Okay, so the command is almost done. I think it took at least a minute, and it's not really done. Yeah, so Inkscape is complaining a lot. Like, one of the things that that you learn is that Inkscape is by no means a perfect program, and converting between PDF and SVG files, sometimes it doesn't exactly work. When I said it was almost done, I meant that it apparently wasn't. Yeah, it's a little slow. but you only do this once. Anyway, maybe I can explain what this is about. I'm trying to convert this slideshow into a format where I can easily edit the slides and reuse parts of it. So it's very convenient if you want to prototype a large slideshow or convert, for instance, a slideshow in ODF format, because you only need to export it to PDF and then you need to do this importing. So I'm just going to pause the recording a little more because I think we're still a little while off. Okay, so now it's finished. So this is the result. So I'm just showing the file that it generated. So you can see in this MVP directory it generated a bunch of files, and I am showing, this is the original file, I'm showing this file. Yeah. So that's what we have over here. So you can see what it's done is that it basically just converted every single slide in this slideshow into its own little overlaid SVG file like this. Okay, so what you do now is that you go in and select the slides that you want or the figures that you want. And I'm just going to open the source code for this so we can see that it is this one. This is the main index file, and then there's actually also when we open it, we can see what's going on. So we can see that it imports this file, which is all the converted files. I keep them separate because it's more convenient to be able to comment all of them out when you're done. So let's open that one. It's called svg converted slides.tech, like this. Okay. So it looks like this. So we can see all the frames are really super simple. Okay, let's select one of them that we want to I don't know, edit a little. So which one could be fun? This one looks kind of complicated. So we can see that this one is OSVG 7. So all I need to do is I need to go in and open Inkscape and open OSVG 7 like this. Then here we go. Now what you can see is that everything is contained in a foreground layer, and then we have the picture of the slide as before in the background. So I'm going to ungroup it, and then I'm going to remove the elements that I don't care about. So I don't care about this, I don't care about the background rectangle, and then it's called example student macro change. So let's go in and just write in this title. Student macro chain, like this, and let's try to center you a little, like this. Is there anything else that needs to be removed? Yeah, yes, it is a little confusing right now. Let me group it up. Right. Anyway, now when we run the slide command again, so this command is trying to do a lot of caching. So that's why, as I said before, we need to edit the tech file before the background updates. That's because of the caching. Otherwise, it will be very slow. But it's only going to reconvert the files that has been updated, either because the SVG has been updated or because the relevant LaTeX file has been updated. Anyway, let's see what happens. Normally this takes seconds, but the screen recording is just using all the RAM right now. It's pretty awful. Okay, here we go. So now you can see that I only got the part that I care about here. And now I can begin to, if I want, I can begin to do things with it. Like this. Maybe that was a bad idea. I don't really know what happened. This happened. So let's see. Like this. Okay. So let's reconvert it again, and then we can see that now I have this slide here. So of course you need to be careful that it falls under fair use, but it's really convenient if you want to make a really quick presentation and you got something to go from. I mean, I think the last thing I'm just going to do is I'm going to turn off these labels because they're a little ugly. So let's just turn off the labels. Like this, and then show that we can still PDF LaTeX this file. Yeah, so now it's green. There we go. There we go. So now we have PDF detected, and as you can see, the label has disappeared here. The label is still included here, and the reason why it's included here is because it's included in the SVG file. So that's why we have this weird effect, but it's gone here. Actually, it's still present. It's just white, so you can do mouse over in the top left corner, but it looks like it's gone. Cool. So that was how we could do 2 slideshows. What did I even call it? I called it I think I'm in the wrong folder. Anyway, I can't remember where I put it. So oh, maybe I just called it index.pdf. Great. So that was 2 quick examples, and I mean, so it's fairly robust, and the good part of it is that if you at any time get tired of doing this stuff, you can find the figures. The figures are of course still going to be in this OSVG directory. So all the graphics are going to be in this directory, OSVGS. So they're actually put as the files that are actually imported are these files. They're imported as PDF files and has the fonts flattened and all the kind of stuff that's smart to do. And then if you want to really get rid of this, you can just comment out these overlay commands, and then it's gone. Yeah, so that's kind of it. So I hope you can find some use for it.